that was really good.
It's cool. Hey, mine's pretty gruesome. You sure we want me to go early? Maybe we should warm up.
Okay, Sabrina?
No.
It's cool.
I'll do my other one, which is when happy kittens and unicorns all become friends.
I've got another one and it's worse.
It's okay. We all signed up for this.
Totally. Okay.
I'll be signed up.
Okay. I guess if I had a title for this, it would be Bug. Here we go. Cindy woke to the dark, only vague outlines of the bedroom barely discernible in the deep dark of the early a.m. She felt Robert behind her, felt him stroking her left ear as she lay on her side. That must have been what woke her up, and it was strange for Robert. It wasn't exactly that he wasn't affectionate, but little gestures like that weren't his usual way. He'd been a bit out of sorts in general, it seemed. A headache, trouble hearing in one of his ears, heavy sinus congestion, they'd theorized. Actually, there was more than the uncharacteristic ear stroking. The whole left of her face felt numb and pressured. Maybe she'd caught his head cold? And the pulsing. A throbbing pressure down her ear canal, and a feeling like sinus drainage from the ear down her throat. And now suddenly, a crushing pain through her ear canal, with a loud scraping, like if you amplified the sound of swallowing something rough, or a garden trowel tearing through dirt. She screamed, of course. Except that she couldn't. Her mouth wouldn't open, her throat wouldn't sound. Her arms, her legs wouldn't move. Panic gripped her, her heart raced, just before another headful of pain poured into her consciousness, sweeping everything else downriver. She must have passed out. It was light in the room. She reached to the floor, drug herself out of the bed, and struggled to her hands and knees, then her feet. She stumbled to the bathroom, caught a glimpse of herself in the mirror as she turned the water on. Bloody nose, a trickle of blood from her ear, both dried. She washed up and drank, so thirsty. What had happened? Robert, maybe he would have some idea. But as she turned to go back to the bedroom, she saw him in the bed. A pair of little red squiggles made its way from his pillow, down across the covers, and apparently onto the floor. What was left of his head was rearranged and left open. Popped, she thought. She should have been screaming, freaking out, panicking, something. She could feel her mouth, tongue, throat, limbs. She wasn't paralyzed now. And she should have been calling someone. The police, an ambulance, the CDC, 911, someone. But what she really wanted was to find someone to comfort her, someone to hold her, to keep her warm, to snuggle up to under a soft blanket.